Parker Schnabel from the hit television show Gold Rush. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Yeah.
You're losing your voice, right? You've been talking.
Yeah, day one, I've already lost my voice.
Yes.
In the high-stakes world of Gold Rush, Parker Schnabel stands out as a mining prodigy, turning grit and determination into millions. But beneath the surface of his success lies a story few know, a tale of personal hardship and loss. From navigating the pressure of running a gold mining empire to dealing with the heartbreak of losing loved ones, Parker's journey is one of resilience and sacrifice. In this video, we dive deep into the man behind the millions, exploring the challenges that have shaped Parker Schnabel, both on and off the gold fields. Parker Schnabel, born on July 22, 1994, in the small town of Haines, Alaska, is not your average young man. He grew up in a family deeply connected to the gold mining business, a legacy that stretches back generations. His parents, Nancy and Roger Schnabel, raised him alongside his older brother, Payson, in the rugged wilderness of Alaska, where the family's livelihood depended on the wealth buried beneath the earth. This early exposure to the mining industry laid the foundation for Parker's future, but his journey was never an easy one. A childhood steeped in gold mining growing up, Parker was surrounded by the sounds of heavy machinery and the sight of vast landscapes, as his family was already knee-deep in the gold mining business. His father, Roger Schnabel, worked hard to keep the family business afloat, continuing the legacy of his own father, John Schnabel, a highly respected and well-known miner who owned the Big Nugget mine. Unlike many other children, Parker's upbringing was not one of ease and comfort. Instead, it was shaped by the harsh realities of life in a remote part of Alaska, where the economy relied heavily on natural resources, particularly gold. Parker's mother, Nancy, was more reserved, not often seen in public or on the mining fields. But her influence on Parker was nonetheless significant. She was the steady hand in the household, ensuring that the family had a stable life despite the unpredictable nature of mining. Roger, on the other hand, was often out working, managing the family's operations, and passing on the knowledge that had been instilled in him by his father. The influence of grandfather John Schnabel. Parker's grandfather, John Schnabel, was a towering figure in both the family and the world of gold mining. John had established the Big Nugget mine, which became a cornerstone of the Schnabel family's fortune. A self-made man, John was not born into wealth. His first job was as a paperboy, and he used his meager earnings to buy bread and cheese for his struggling family. After a stint in the logging business, John's health began to deteriorate, and on his doctor's advice to stay active, he turned to gold mining at the age of 68. John's decision to enter the gold mining business in his later years would have a profound impact on Parker. The two developed a close bond, with John often serving as Parker's mentor and guiding him through the ins and outs of mining. By the time Parker was 5 years old, he was already working at the mine, operating heavy machinery under the watchful eye of his grandfather. These early years were formative for Parker, instilling in him a deep appreciation for hard work and a passion for mining that would only grow stronger over time. A passion for mining, forged in youth. Parker's childhood was unlike most. While many children his age were playing with toys or going to the movies, Parker was busy learning the intricate details of gold mining. By the time he was a teenager, he had developed a keen understanding of how the business worked. He could operate the big machines, make calculated decisions, and even troubleshoot problems that arose on the job. His education, both formal and informal, was driven by his desire to learn everything he could about geology and mining. He attended École Secondaire de Haines, where he excelled both academically and in sports. Parker was especially talented in basketball, becoming a popular figure among his peers. But despite his success on the court, his heart was always set on the family business. He dreamed of one day going to college to study mining and geology, aiming to further his knowledge and bring innovation to the industry. Taking over the family business. However, life took a different path for Parker. At just 16 years old, he found himself at a crossroads when his grandfather's health began to decline, and the family mine was left without a manager. Parker stepped up to the challenge, taking over the day-to-day operations of the Big Nugget mine. It was a monumental task for someone so young, but Parker proved himself capable, quickly gaining the respect of seasoned miners. While many of his peers were focused on getting into college, Parker was managing a gold mine and making business decisions that would impact his family's future. His grandfather had always been his biggest supporter, but by this point, Parker had to rely on his own instincts and hard-earned knowledge. Despite the weight of responsibility, Parker excelled in his new role, making bold moves that would soon pay off. A turning point: the Klondike. At the age of 18, Parker made a life-changing decision that would set the course for his future. Rather than following the traditional route of attending college, he chose to use his college savings to start his own gold mining venture in the Klondike, a region in Canada famous for its rich history of gold mining during the Klondike Gold Rush from 1896 to 1899. The decision was risky. The Klondike is a harsh and unforgiving environment with unpredictable weather and rugged terrain. But Parker was undeterred. He saw opportunity where others saw hardship. In his first season mining in the Klondike, Parker struck gold, literally. He unearthed an impressive 1,029 ounces of gold, valued at over $1.4 million. This success caught the attention of many in the mining world, particularly seasoned miners who were surprised by the young man's knack for finding valuable material. The relationship with Tony Beets. One key figure in Parker's journey was Tony Beets, a Dutch-Canadian gold miner with a reputation for being one of the best in the business. Beets had already made a name for himself in the Klondike and owned several successful mining operations. Recognizing Parker's potential, Tony rented him land, and the two developed a mentor-mentee relationship, though it wasn't always smooth sailing. Tony's gruff, no-nonsense attitude often clashed with Parker's ambition and youthful drive. Their relationship was one of mutual respect, but also frequent tension, as both men were fiercely independent and determined to succeed. Despite their differences, Parker thrived under Tony's mentorship, learning valuable lessons about the business and refining his own approach to mining. The success of Gold Rush. Parker's success in the Klondike did not go unnoticed, especially by television producers. The Discovery Channel had been following Parker's family in the early seasons of Gold Rush, a reality show that documented the lives of gold miners as they pursued their fortunes in some of the world's harshest environments. As Parker's story began to unfold, he quickly became one of the central figures of the show, and audiences were captivated by his relentless pursuit of gold and his ability to overcome obstacles. The show Gold Rush became a massive hit, with viewers tuning in season after season to watch Parker and other miners battle the elements, financial stress, and personal challenges in their quest for gold. For Parker, the show was more than just a platform to showcase his mining skills. It was an opportunity to share his story with the world and inspire others, particularly young people, to pursue their passions, no matter the odds. The success of Gold Rush propelled Parker into the spotlight. He became one of the most recognizable faces in the gold mining industry, not just for his skills, but for his leadership and determination. His name became synonymous with success, and by the time he was 24, he had mined over $13 million worth of gold. This staggering achievement cemented his place in the history of the Klondike, where he followed in the footsteps of legendary miners from the Gold Rush era. The expansion of his empire. As Parker's reputation grew, so did his ambitions. He began expanding his mining operations, investing in new equipment and hiring more workers to keep up with the increasing demands of his business. He also ventured into producing his own TV shows, such as Gold Rush, Parker's Trail, where he explored other gold-rich regions around the world, including South America and Africa. Parker's ability to think outside the box and take calculated risks set him apart from his competitors. While many miners were content to stick to traditional methods, Parker was always looking for new ways to innovate and increase efficiency. He wasn't afraid to try new techniques, and his willingness to adapt to changing conditions allowed him to stay ahead in a highly competitive industry. Personal loss and challenges. Despite his remarkable success, Parker's journey has not been without its share of heartache. The most significant loss in his life came in 2016 when his beloved grandfather, John Schnabel, passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 96. John had been more than just a grandfather to Parker. He had been his mentor, his biggest supporter, and the person who introduced him to the world of gold mining. Losing John was a devastating blow for Parker, who had always looked to him for guidance and inspiration. John's death marked the end of an era for the Schnabel family, but Parker vowed to continue his grandfather's legacy, pushing forward with the same determination and grit that John had instilled in him. This personal loss, coupled with the pressures of running a multi-million-dollar business, took a toll on Parker, but he remained resolute in his mission to honor his grandfather's memory by continuing to succeed in the world of gold mining. A bright future today, Parker Schnabel is one of the most successful and respected gold miners in the world. He has built a mining empire that continues to grow with each passing year, and his work on Gold Rush has made him a household name. Beyond his mining ventures, Parker has expanded into other areas of business, including publishing and merchandise, further solidifying his status as a savvy entrepreneur. Parker's story is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and a willingness to take risks. From his early days working alongside his grandfather at the Big Nugget mine to his current status as one of the top gold miners in the world, Parker's journey is one of passion and dedication. He has not only built a successful career for himself, but has also carried on his family's legacy, ensuring that the name Schnabel will be remembered for generations to come. At just 30 years old, Parker's future is brighter than ever. He continues to push the boundaries of what is possible in the gold mining industry, always looking for new ways to improve his operations and increase his yield. For Parker, the pursuit of gold is not just about wealth. It's about carrying on a tradition, honoring his family, and forging a path that future generations can follow. Parker Schnabel's life has been a whirlwind of challenges, achievements, and personal growth. Born in Alaska, Parker grew up surrounded by the harsh yet awe-inspiring beauty of the wilderness. His family's legacy in gold mining meant that from a young age, he was exposed to both the physical demands and the mental tenacity required in the profession. His grandfather, John Schnabel, was not just a gold miner. He was a mentor and a deeply influential figure in Parker's life. The bond they shared transcended the mechanics of gold mining, as John instilled in Parker a sense of purpose, responsibility, and respect for the family business. When John passed away, Parker publicly acknowledged the emotional weight of the loss. He was an amazing father, grandpa, and family man. He was a legend, Parker shared on Facebook, echoing the sentiments of the Schnabel family. The grief of losing his grandfather was palpable, but so too was the gratitude Parker expressed for having had the privilege of learning from him. He spoke of how blessed he felt for the time they had shared, even as they navigated John's serious health issues in the final years of his life. For Parker, John's passing marked not just the end of a life, but the closing of a chapter that had shaped him in fundamental ways. In a deeply personal tribute, Parker decided to honor his grandfather in a way that reflected the pioneering spirit that had characterized John's own life. He recreated the famous Yukon-Klondike Trail, a grueling route taken by thousands of gold prospectors during the late 1800s. The Chilkoot Trail, as it is also known, is notorious for its treacherous terrain and the incredible physical endurance it demands. For Parker, This journey wasn't just a historical reenactment, it was a pilgrimage. By walking in the footsteps of those early miners, Parker sought to connect with the past, and, in doing so, to feel closer to his grandfather. The experience was both physically and emotionally taxing, but it allowed Parker to reflect on the legacy of perseverance and hard work that John had passed down to him. Beyond the symbolic journey of the Klondike Trail, Parker took on a more practical role in keeping his grandfather's legacy alive by becoming increasingly involved in running the Big Nugget mine. In interviews, Parker often downplayed the difficulty of this transition, but it was clear that taking over such a storied operation was no small task. "Luckily, we had a lot of good years with him," Parker said, referring to his grandfather's guidance. Though John was no longer involved in the daily workings of the mine toward the end of his life, Parker explained that his role had shifted to that of a figurehead. Nevertheless, the emotional weight of running a business so intertwined with his family's history was significant. Parker admitted that it was more of a personal thing than a business problem, underscoring how deeply connected his sense of self was to the legacy of the mine. Parker's commitment to the family business was unwavering, but his personal life was not without its share of struggles. In 2016, while on vacation in Australia, Parker met Ashley Ewell, a veterinary nurse. The two hit it off, and Ashley even appeared in season 6 of Gold Rush. For a time, it seemed as though Parker had found balance in his personal and professional life. However, their relationship eventually began to unravel. By 2018, the couple had broken up, and Parker took full responsibility for the split. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he admitted that he had failed to prioritize their relationship. "I was not able to place value on our relationship," he confessed. The breakup surprised fans, many of whom had watched the couple's dynamic unfold on the show. Rumors swirled that Parker might be romantically involved with Sheena Cowell, one of his fellow miners, after he posted a picture of the two of them together on Instagram in August 2018. However, both Parker and Sheena remained tight-lipped about the allegations, neither confirming nor denying them. In the wake of his breakup with Ashley, Parker chose to remain single, focusing his energy entirely on his mining ventures and professional responsibilities. The decision to retreat from personal relationships and immerse himself in his work was emblematic of Parker's single-minded dedication to the family legacy, even as it came at the cost of his personal happiness. The pressures of running the Big Nugget mine and managing a television career as the star of Gold Rush weren't the only challenges Parker faced. In 2017, he embarked on Parker's Trail, a spin-off series in which he and his team set out to explore the Alaskan wilderness, retracing the steps of early gold miners. Parker spoke candidly about the difficulties of the experience, particularly the mental challenges it posed. Spending an entire month with the same 4 people in the unforgiving wilderness tested Parker's patience and resilience. While he thrived in the physical aspects of the journey, he admitted that the constant company, especially during the water-based portions of the trek, was a struggle. "I could overlook feeling hungry or cold," Parker said, "but what really got to me was the mental battle." The small, close-knit team Parker traveled with included his foreman Rick Ness, wilderness guide Carla Ann, and cameraman James Lavelle. Bringing everyone on board for the journey wasn't easy, especially when it came to convincing Ness, whose lifestyle and workout routines differed significantly from Parker's. But despite these challenges, the team pushed forward, facing the unpredictable elements of the Alaskan wilderness together. Parker's ability to lead by example and his refusal to back down in the face of adversity was a testament to the values instilled in him by his grandfather. Health issues also plagued Parker during his mining expeditions. While filming the 6th season of Parker's Trail, he experienced severe altitude sickness while climbing to the highest mine site in the world. The combination of extreme altitude and physical exertion took a toll on Parker, leading to him being put on an IV drip to recover. His condition became so serious that a doctor accompanying the crew warned they might have to call off the trip if Parker didn't improve. The dramatic scenes of Parker vomiting and struggling to maintain his composure were broadcast on Gold Rush, and fans flooded social media with messages of support, wishing him a swift recovery. Despite the health scares and physical exhaustion, Parker remained undeterred. His Instagram posts from that period reflected his deep appreciation for the experience, with him calling it the best adventure ever. Even the dangerous underground mines and the oppressive heat of the South American jungle couldn't dampen his enthusiasm. Parker described the underground mine as something from another world, highlighting the surreal nature of working in such an extreme environment. The jungle itself presented its own set of challenges, from the sweltering heat to the dangerous wildlife. "There are things that can harm or even kill you," Parker remarked, referencing the large spiders that haunted the jungle. While Parker was no stranger to bears, the sight of dinner plate-sized spiders unnerved him in a way no Alaskan wildlife ever had. The challenges of the jungle extended beyond its dangerous fauna. The manual labor required in Guyana was a stark contrast to the more automated processes Parker was accustomed to in Alaska. In Guyana, every task had to be done by hand, a process Parker likened to the gold rush in Dawson City 120 years ago. The physical demands of the job were intense, but Parker took them in stride, even as the manual labor stretched his endurance to the limit. As Parker's fame grew, so too did the challenges facing the gold mining industry. By season 13 of Gold Rush, which aired in 2022, Parker found himself in fierce competition with other miners. The global economy was in turmoil, with high fuel costs, supply chain disruptions, and fluctuating gold prices creating a perfect storm of difficulties for miners. Yet, Parker remained undaunted, confident in his team's resilience. "The world is all screwed up," Parker said, referring to the challenges faced by his competitors. "Tony Beets is struggling with red tape. Fred, the lack of experience is going to hurt him. Rick Ness, rumor has it he's not even coming back. A lot of people have come and gone, but we're still here." For Parker, the pressure wasn't just about staying ahead of the competition. It was about making decisions that would impact the future of his family and their legacy. Should he cut back on operations to save money, or take a huge risk by investing millions in new land to mine? These were the questions that kept Parker up at night. Fans of the show might have noticed that Parker doesn't flaunt the wealth he's accumulated over the years. While rumors swirled that he had purchased a dream house in Alaska or a mansion in Porcupine Creek, Parker dismissed these claims, stating, "The best part of this BS is that I don't have any house anywhere. I'm homeless." Parker's refusal to indulge in the trappings of wealth was part of a larger philosophy about reinvesting in his business. Rather than buying flashy cars or expensive homes, Parker focused on purchasing new equipment to improve the efficiency of his mining operations. His grounded approach to wealth management has allowed him to continue expanding his business while maintaining a level of humility that resonates with fans. As Parker continues to navigate the challenges of the gold mining industry, his journey stands as a testament to the values his grandfather instilled in him. From his early days working alongside John Schnabel at the Big Nugget mine, to his current status as one of the most successful miners in the world, Parker's story is one of hard work, determination, and an unrelenting pursuit of excellence. As Gold Rush enters its next season, fans can be sure that Parker Schnabel's legacy is far from over.